The thing about Modern Funk Selections is that as soon as you start listening to the sounds, you're going to be able to come up with something like
Instant.
that. Instant creativity. Hey, my name is D Rhodes.
And I'm Erica Dawn Rhodes.
And we are
the APX.
I'm a keyboardist, producer, saxophonist, and a songwriter.
I'm a singer, songwriter, DJ, percussionist.
APX stands for Amplified Experiment. And basically what that means is we're amplifying the experiment of creation, whether it be through your personal experience or through music.
So Modern Funk Selections is pulling from all of our favorite sound packs that we've created over the years. And the reason why we started doing them is because we had so many people inboxing us, asking us how we got our APX sound, that modern funk, authentic 80s, warm sound.
Modern Funk Selections is basically our approach to funk music. Inside, you'll find a lot of vocals, chords, a lot of loops that you could just throw into anything, whether it's house, hip-hop, disco, boogie. It's basically inspired by 80s funk music, boogie, and basically all of the stuff that we listen to.
When it comes to funk music, it's a certain sound. The beat is always on the one.
Always on the one. The thing about funk music is that it's a feeling. When it hits, there's just no explanation, but you just have to dance. We kind of embodied that whole element into our artistry.
We've been blessed to tour the world. We've sold out shows in Paris, London, Oakland, LA. We've just been really grateful. The funk community is a very loving community. It knows no color, no age, no boundaries at all. Loving one another and having a great time. From break dancers to just them bringing the 80s fashions.
So our music's been featured on Huffington Post, CBS, NBC, Netflix.
I grew up in Detroit, Michigan. A lot of people know Detroit is not only known for the Motown sounds, but it's also known for house and techno. People from all over the world will come to Detroit for festivals. I went to Mumford High. That is the home of the Winans, the Clark sisters, Dietrich Haddon. We all were taught by the same music teacher.
My dad, Leon Atchison, was a civic leader, but he also loved jazz.
So did my mom. My grandmother was a nightclub piano player and singer. So I was always around music, just always wanting to be different. Before even being known for singing, I was a break dancer, a B-girl, if you will. Whatever I was doing, I wanted to have my own spin on it and stand out. And I think that inspires the APX as well. We always wanted to have our own sound, our own individuality.
I was born in New York, but I was raised here in Atlanta, Georgia. I grew up around a very rich musical culture here in Atlanta. Started at a young age. I started playing keyboards at 2 years old. I started playing saxophone at 10. A lot of the stuff I learned was by ear, self-taught. Went from being a street side attraction at the Underground Mall to playing big stages with Kim Burrell and Jagged Edge, and played for like so many different artists as a freelance keyboard player over the years. Finally decided that when Erica and I met, it was time to really just start our own thing, just blaze our own trail, so to speak. I started mainly on jazz, but smooth jazz and funk. There's always been a strong connection between smooth jazz and funk. The process of creating Modern Funk Selections was very organic. Spent a lot of time mixing. One of the main things that inspires us is that just knowing that we're creating something that you can't find anywhere else. We're taking a modern producer approach to an 80s, 90s aesthetic.
A lot of people ask if we're digital or analog, and our answer is both.
The perfect sound really comes from you. It's not about the gear at all. It's just about your creativity, and having a great pack can always create a spark from anywhere.
What you guys are gonna get is a lot of my vocals have a lot of different layers. I like to do different tones, a large selection to choose from, because I think that definitely just sparks your creativity, not just one texture.
I actually approached playing saxophone like a saxophonist and a trumpet player. So I try to make it sound like a full section as well, and just kind of creating that real full sound. So when you put the sax and the vocals together, you really get something that's truly dynamic.
We're actually, believe it or not, still using our own sound packs for our new music.
Cool thing about Modern Funk Selections is that pretty much all of these loops are ready to go. out the box. You know, you just drag it and drop it. You can manipulate them however you need to. Anything to create that spark.
Production wise, we always start with drums.
Drums is always the heartbeat.
Yeah.
You know, and then from there you slowly build the rest of the body.
The good thing about these samples is they work good with any DAW. A lot of warm sounds, a lot of punchy drums.
There's a lot of synths in there too. We use a mini Loog, Moog Sub Fatty, and we just kind of throw different effects on stuff just to kind of add a little more of that authentic warmth to it.
One of our favorite synthesizers is Massive, and we get a lot of our synthesizer sounds from that.
Yeah, we actually like to create a lot of our own synthesizers in Massive. It's
Yeah.
really fun to do once you really get the hang of it as far as
Yeah.
working with the oscillators. That was the essence of what funk music was back in the day, because most of the musicians back then, they were just having fun with the gear that they had.
We put a lot of time into constructing and crafting a lot of these loops. It was a lot of fun working together and coming up with ideas from vocal arrangements to saxophone loops.
The thing about us is that our sound comes from us just being together. Working here at, we like to call it the APX Playhouse, because we're always in here just playing, turning knobs, just doing different things, and it always comes out funky. Kind of what we've been known for.
Just kind of living in the late 80s, early 90s. Definitely some goodies in there. And we just wanted you guys to be as creative as you could with this sound pack and, you know, just enjoy.